Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone? Happy March 2nd. But I just wanted to give a quick update on Maurice Hastings. He is a Inglewood man out of California, who actually spent 38 years behind bars. And I wanted to just quickly give this update because there's a little more to this story that wasn't really given at the time that he actually was declared officially innocent. And that's good news to actually have the judge to put it on record that he was officially declared innocent, and he needed to hear that while he was in the courtroom amongst others. So I wanted to bring that update. As you know, that I cover stories about men spending decades and decades behind bars and even more decades. This is 38 years, and he was actually innocent, and he always declared his innocence, and he still went to trial. But there's some more information that they have included in this latest story, so I just wanted to go ahead and give you that. The Innocent Project at Cal State Los Angeles, they took a photo of this, but you can go and you can actually probably look it up at the story, but I wanted to just bring this to you as well. And it says that she noted that Luis Seppi, one of the attorneys who represented Hastings in his first trial, in which jurors deadlocked, had been accused of putting up a false alibi, and says she hopes that Hastings feels vindicated in the work Seppi has done for him. Now, Seppi was among those in the downtown Los Angeles courtroom who hugged Hastings after the judge's finding, which was met with a round of applause. Aisha Hossein, a staff attorney for Los Angeles Innocent Project, told the judge that the factual innocence finding was crucial to ensuring that justice is done. Mr. Hastings has maintained his innocence from the very beginning, she said, noting that DNA testing that exonerated him proved he was right all along. Now, some of the article may, may be something that I already covered in my original video on this, but there's, like I said, some additional information. It says Hastings said after the hearing, the factual innocent ruling means a lot to him. It's been wonderful today, he said. I'm ready to move forward with my life. I'm a happy man right now. Now I feel vindicated. Now, Hastings, who is in an entrepreneurship boot camp, said he plans to leave it up to attorneys regarding whether to seek compensation for the time he wrongly served behind bars. He says, I just want to move forward. I'm not thinking about compensation right now, he told reporters. I just want to enjoy my life. I don't think I have 69 more years. Now, District Attorney George Gascon told reporters Tuesday, thanks to the DNA testing completed, Mr. Hastings' DNA profile was excluded and someone else was determined to have been the assailant in this case. In this particular case, the assailant went on to continue to harm other victims before he was arrested and prosecuted. Hastings submitted a claim of innocence in 2021 with the district attorney's conviction integrity unit, and DNA testing done last year matched another person, Kenneth Packnick, according to the district attorney's office. Kenneth Packnick, he went on to commit other crimes as Mr. Hastings was arrested. But then he was arrested for other crimes, convicted, and died in prison, Gascon said. The district attorney told reporters he is proud that we have corrected this injustice, but said the evidence in this case should have been tested 2 decades ago. Now, he had appeared at a press conference with the Project Innocent Project at Cal State, Innocent Project at Cal State, Los Angeles. And Weidermeyer had made a late night trip to a market in Inglewood, but she never returned home. This is the victim. So authorities at the time said her assailant stole her cash and jewelry, assaulted her, and then shot her in the head. Her body was then placed in the trunk of her car, which the assailant took. So this assailant did a lot of stuff to this victim, and they accused Maurice Hastings of being the assailant and the person that did this, which he did not. And so going on with the story, after his wife failed to come home, Weidermeyer's husband and Pinson went out looking for her, and they spotted her stolen vehicle being driven by the suspect. The assailant sped away, but the duo pursued him, authorities said. The suspect eventually fired shots towards the pursuing pair, with Billy Ray Weidermeyer suffering a shrapnel wound. Hastings was arrested months later. His initial trial ended with a hung jury, but he was convicted at his retrial. He had faced a potential death sentence, but jurors instead recommended that he be sentenced to life in prison without parole. And I want to stop right there. Thank God he did not get the death sentence at all, because what if they had sentenced him to death, scheduled his execution, and what would have happened? An innocent man being executed for a crime he didn't, and murder he did not commit. So that's good that they did the prison, life in prison without parole. And I'm not saying that's good to sentence an innocent man. So let me be clear on that. But I'm glad that he didn't get, sentenced to the death sentence that they would have given him, sentenced to death, because he might not be around today to prove his innocence, and a lot of times people that are executed that truly are innocent, they don't go on to, investigate to find out if that person that claimed they were innocent was really in fact innocent. So that's what I'm saying. So in this case, he shouldn't even served any prison time, but he did, but he shouldn't have served any, because this is a miscarriage, a definitely miscarriage of justice. Now, today's findings of factual innocence is incredibly significant. And if people don't think that this is incredibly significant, then I don't know what to say on you. May God have mercy on you, because when we keep seeing these, wrongful convictions where there's evidence to prove that they're innocent, and when someone is telling you that they're innocent, you have to go back to the drawing board and make sure you get the right person. Make sure that you do DNA. Make sure that you do not convict the wrong person. And this is what we keep seeing. And so that's why I wanted to do the update, because there's more to the story than when I originally did it, because I did what was provided. And now that they have more information out here, I wanted to bring you that update. So getting back to the story, today's finding, like I said, of factual innocence is incredibly significant, said Eliza Haney, a staff attorney for Los Angeles Innocent Project. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office initially sought the death penalty against Mr. Hastings twice now. See, this is nothing but God, because they sought it twice. They sought it twice. And as I was saying, let's go on. If a jury had returned a death sentence, we don't know that he would be here today. See what I'm saying? To fight his innocence. And no one else more than likely would have fought his innocence either. And so, but the judge wanted to make sure he heard that he was innocent, declared innocent in a court of law. So again, it's good news for Mr. Hastings, but look at how long this good news took to get to him. This good news took to prove his innocence. Look how long. 38 years behind bars is no joke. It is not easy. And when the prosecutors are convicting people, prosecutors are bringing charges knowing that people are innocent, or they haven't did their due diligence. In this case, they had not done their due diligence, knowing that this other man was committing crimes, and they still proceeded to prosecute Mr. Hastings. And the jury, they had a hung jury. And knowing that they could have went back and said, wait a minute, maybe we don't have the right person. And then they did a retrial. They retried him, and then he was convicted. And thank God, again, that he wasn't sentenced to the death penalty. And they tried to give it to him twice. In the first case of trial, and then in the second trial, that wasn't nothing but God, that they could not do that. God said no. Because see, we got to stand up and continue to declare our innocence when we are facing judicial corruption and injustice. And I keep saying this over and over, and I thank God for the Innocent Project, because they do the work. They take these cases and they work on these cases, and that is good news to be able to have project that's out here like this, the Innocent Project, working for case on behalf of wrongful convictions. And I'm thankful that that the state attorney in the state of California is also looking at cases where there was probably judicial, misconduct or prosecutorial misconduct, inappropriateness, misdeeds. I am thankful that they are looking at these cases because there are a lot of innocent men behind bars. And if people don't want to believe that because they just want to remain ignorant, because there are some people out here that are sitting here promoting that people stay behind bars that are truly innocent because they have been brainwashed to think that people are guilty when they're innocent, especially with the Me Too movement and these judges like Ann Donnelly, the Me Too movement judge, as I call her, and these prosecutors. Look at John LaRouche. Is that how you pronounce his name? Out of the Northern Illinois District of Chicago. He has resigned, gave his resignation. It'll be here when? Next week sometime, March 7th, I believe it is, giving his resignation. And he now is going to work in his own defense firm, just like Getty's them left out and working in their own firm. But after they prosecute someone, and they're all in it together. If you could see Getty's and then LaRouche, they're all in it together, and you can tell they're in it together, and it's corrupt. And then you have Kimberly Fox, who needs to be really removed from office and disbarred. So when we look at these cases, we have got to use some moral common sense. I mean, just common sense. Most of us was born with common sense. And so we need to put that common sense to work, because this is really a doggone shame that this man was, incarcerated for 38 years for a murder and a crime that he did not commit. This is sad. This is sad. It's good news for him that he's out. And, and hopefully he will be compensated, because there was some, just some stuff that they didn't do right. And they need to start holding, again, these prosecutors accountable for when they don't do what's right in judicial corruption. I mean, start taking away pensions. Start making them pay back the money they spend on these fraudulent cases where they're prosecuting people and spending federal and state tax money. Start prosecuting them. Start making them pay it back. Bring lawsuits against them to make them pay it back. Because this is our tax money, federal and state tax money, and we're sitting here spending money like this, losing money in fraudulent, wrongful conviction cases, and then they spend decades behind bars where the family has took a loss, the children, if there's children involved, the community, it's a loss. People remain broken, and when you keep doing this, you continue to break families up, communities. You not only destroy families, not only the person, the wrongful convicted person, but you also destroy families. You put children through traumatic experiences where their loved ones are not there because they've been convicted wrongly. And then you have communities that are broken. And now, once they find out decades and decades and decades, and they have to go through all this litigation to prove that they're innocent when they were already innocent before they were taken to trial. And so you look at this and you wonder why we have a lot of brokenness. You wonder why there's a lot of conflict. You wonder why, people can't progress, because you have a system that's broken that needs to be overall. It needs to be taken apart and redone, and you wonder, well, it's not hard. It doesn't take rocket science when you get involved and you start to look at these cases. And when you have empathy, you are going to put yourself in the place of the victim, in their shoes, and you're going to be able to resonate and think about it. What if it was my loved ones? What if it was me that was facing judicial corruption and misconduct and things like that? And I'm innocent, truly know I'm innocent. Yes, there's people behind bars that deserve to be behind bars. But what about the innocent that have to go through decades of litigation when they say they're innocent and their innocence has been proven? But then you have the prosecutor prosecutions that want to keep moving forward to get a conviction. That has to stop. We shouldn't, when we look at the numbers, and this is what they focus on, the numbers to keep getting conviction. We need to show people that we can get conviction. We need to show people that we're relevant. We need to show people that we can do our job, that we're smart, and that we're smarter than the regular population of people, and that we stand above above reproach and all this stuff. No, it is time out for that. We have got to start looking at the ones that they are prosecuting that are truly innocent. And I stand on what I stand on. And so anyway, leave your comments below, because like I said, this is an update to Maurice Hastings, an Inglewood, California man that is officially declared innocent by the judge that said he needed to hear in court he was innocent. And I'm glad that they declared it. Let the record show. Let the record show. All right, now, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this video. When you watch it, leave your respectful comments below. Let me know what you think about it. And are you willing to speak out? And are you willing to stand for what is right? We need more people to come together and to stand for what is right and to speak out against injustice. So my prayers go out to Mr. Hastings. He's 69 years of age, 38 years behind bars. He's 69 now, and 69 years of age. And prayers go out to him and his family, strength and prayers that he will continue to progress now that he's been re-entered back into society, that he can get to know his children. They said he had, I believe, 2 daughters, so get to know his children. Also, whatever he may be able to do in society, that he won't have to walk around knowing that people are going to look at him a certain way, because they tend to do that too. Once you've been, found guilty of something, even though you were innocent, people tend to believe that whatever the government says, that is right. I mean, as if people don't make mistakes when it comes down to these cases of dealing with people's lives, dealing with people's lives. So at the end of the day, it's just, it's disheartening. It's disheartening. But, we trying to get there. We trying to get there. And the governor of California, like I said, he's actually looking at these cases with a group that they formed, and within his office, department, excuse me. And I'm thankful for that. And I pray that, anyone that's innocent, that's been behind bars, that someone will pick up your case and help you get out of prison, help you get out of incarceration. So again, my prayers to Mr. Hastings and his children and his family, that he will be able to move forward in society, because 38 years behind bars in a small cell is really, I'm sure, it's not an easy life. It's difficult. And even being able to stay alive behind bars because of the medical disparities, just being behind bars, where you have to learn how to be safe so you don't die behind bars, from the real criminals that are actually behind bars, that are still trying to commit crimes and take people's lives behind bars. So with that being said, you all leave your comments below, and thank you all for tuning in. God bless.